I really didn't know what I wanted to do when I went to school. To be very honest, when I had to declare a major, I declared PE because I thought it was going to be easy, but it wasn't. When I got into the kinesiology and the exercise physiology and all that kind of stuff, I really, really enjoyed that stuff. So it just kind of became a passion, and it just kind of evolved that you moved on from that point. 28 years at one job. Well, when I started, of course, back then, that was in the early 70s. So back then, you taught, you coached. I mean, it was 3 sports or you didn't coach and that kind of stuff. So I started out coaching a girls basketball team at the middle school where I was at, and did football and did baseball. That's where I kind of started coaching. I came to East Henderson in the mid-70s, and basically got my job because of Title IX. I came in and I had done my student teaching there, so Mr. Reese was the principal and was now associate superintendent, so we had a rapport there. Coach Hamilton was actually, and Dr. Ledbetter were the people who actually hired me there to start girls sports programs at East Henderson. My first day of teaching, I had like 55 students, boys and girls, in an 8th grade PE class. And being the brand new teacher at the school, I was sitting there, reading them the riot act, pointing the finger at them, all the good stuff, what was going to happen and how I was in charge, and how it was going to be that year when a little 8th grade girl in the front row passed out and went on the floor on a grand mal seizure. Being the big macho studly new PE teacher there, I sat there and like, and my one of the students finally said, "Hey, you want me to go get so-and-so, teacher?" I was like, so that was my introduction to teaching. And then late in my career, fortunate enough to start an outdoor ed class. As far as I know, and doing kind of research and talking to people around the state, that was the only outdoor ed class in a public school in high schools in North Carolina, as far as I know. So we did rock climbing, team building. We culminated that session with a trip to Pisgah, went to Looking Glass and did some top rope climbing on Looking Glass. And I guess kind of one of the highlights, we'd go over to what we call Graffiti Rock, which is right off the highway up there, and on Sunday, and invited the parents to come out, bring a picnic lunch and come out and see what the kids were doing. And we offered the parents the opportunity to rappel with their kids, belaying them and as their safety. Didn't have many takers from the parents. But we also did backpacking. We did a trip, 15 to 20 miles on the weekend through the forest. We did an orienteering trip, basically put the kids out with a map and compass, and they had to find camp out in the Pisgah forest. Never lost anybody. What did outdoor experience offer the kids? Golly, self-confidence. I mean, you carry your pack for 15, 20 miles and sit down and prepare your meal and set up your shelter and do all those kinds of things. The self-confidence, the self-reliance, survival. How do you get along? Maybe if you don't have everything you need. And then just that peer interaction, just that have the opportunity to sit around a campfire. So Dr. Walker and Coach Hart at Mars Hill were big influencers. It wasn't a PE class, it was a physical education class. Did my student teaching at East Henderson, Tommy Williams, Louise Whitmire. I know Louise was inducted several years back. And Tommy and Louise continued to stay at East for most of the time that I was there as well. So they always had their thumb on me and were taking care of me and looking after me. Of course, my wife, Luann. My wife, Luann, was a PE teacher, elementary teacher in Henderson County, and coaching 3 sports and having 2 young kids and all that kind of stuff. And tremendous PE teacher. There's a award I believe the Kiwanis Club does annually that is a memorial to her. I went back the other night and looked at some of the videos from the previous inductees and just some of the great names I knew from Henderson County and what's going on. It's just such an honor to be inducted into the Henderson County Education Foundation Hall of Fame. Just wow.